Greetings. Again, I just watched a video on Facebook, and I'm in Valdosta, Georgia. And as a black person, it is disgraceful. It is disgraceful that black people, my brothers and my sisters, are making themselves look like idiots. I mean idiots. And it hurts. It hurts me dearly to see a black man or black woman arguing with the police officers at the scene of an alleged crime or violation of the law. What can you do, black man, black woman, and black children? What can you do if the police officers got both of your hands behind your back, you hollering, your mother screaming, your brother is angry? What do you think you're going to accomplish there at the scene? But get arrested just like the person that they have in handcuffs. This thing is just crazy as hell. You know, when I was young, I guess it depends on who you got for a guardian or a parent. When I was a little boy, my grandmother told me and my brother, because we are down south here, that if you want to live in this world, there are two things you don't do. And black folk got to learn this. I have no sympathy, none whatsoever for you. When you get on Facebook and you doing all that screaming, hollering, acting a fool, you need to be back on a plantation or back in slavery somewhere, and I'm a black man saying it. And I say it out of great love and compassion, too. But you need to be out from among black folk and white right people who want what is right in this world. So I'm going to close. I just was sitting here with Gerald Rose, and we just watched the video. The woman just screaming. They got her in handcuffs, and then the other lady ended up getting arrested too. All she had to do was shut her mouth. Then when they handcuffed her, she had to call somebody else to go and get the children. So I told them what the address to go get the children. If she would have kept her mouth shut, she could have been the person that went and got the children. Black people driving without driver's license. No insurance, headlight out, tail light out. Come on, man. And then when somebody take a video, ignorant black people want to side with you in your wrong. If the police officers don't care nothing about you anyway, and you going to allow yourself to be a high-risk person, knowing one of your headlights out, knowing you don't have driver's license. You know, from time to time, when I back up and there is a business with a glass, I make sure my brake lights are on. I often make sure my blinkers are on. Why do you do that? I have friends. I check their vehicles. I've stopped a lot of people on the street. Did you know one of your lights out? Just for driving without your headlights, that's a $105 fine. Y'all drive around here in Valdosta at night, don't have your headlights on. I know it probably gone up. That was a few years ago. And you got money to just give away like that. You know good and well your children need something to eat. And you just throwing that money away. No insurance. And then you drink alcohol and go get in a car to operate it. Then when they charge you $1,500 fine for DUI, then you got to go to driver school. Some case you lose your job because you stay in jail for 3 weeks and your job ain't. What kind of sense that make? Man, I'm telling you, man, we in serious trouble. We can't blame this on white folk. I'm telling you, we can't blame all this on the white people. And I'm sick and tired of blaming white folk. We got to blame ourselves. Y'all excuse me. I'm finna go inside now. I was telling Gerald, I said, man, I got to go talk about this. It won't do no good. Young people, y'all get it together, man. Young boys can't even pull their pants up. You talking about something disgraceful? That's so sickening, it don't even make sense. If you, young women, why y'all want to be with a boy who can't pull his pants up? I mean, what can he do for you? What can he do for the children the two of you may be able to produce? If a man won't pull his pants up, he don't have enough strength, enough intellect, enough brain power to pull his pants up, comb his hair, and look like somebody that are a member of the human family. Why do you waste your time with somebody like that? Men, if you see a woman and if she don't have no class for her ass, and you want to tie up with her, then you find out that she going with your daddy, your mama, your brother, and your sister, because there's no class there. Where do you want to go, man? I remember, y'all, I got to go. I'm serious. I get tired up with this kind of stuff. I raised my children and my boys. I told my boys, look here. I said, if you don't want nothing out of life, I said, don't you waste your time going out there getting a woman, a young girl, who her parents took the time to discipline her and to teach her to try to have something in life, who want to go to school to get an education and not prepare themselves for the jailhouse and prison, then you leave that girl alone. If you don't want nothing out of life. Because if you don't want nothing out of life, there's some girls out there who don't want a damn thing out of life just like you, and y'all will be happy sitting on the street begging for a nickel or a dime or a quarter. Just don't make sense. And you can't say that you love your children when you don't teach them right. You can't say you're a follower of Jesus Christ and you don't have enough power to stand up for what is right. I don't care how much you go to church. That's why I don't hardly even go to church. I used to go all the time. My whole life, I did 20-some years. Everywhere I went to, can you imagine going to church all the time and you can't get involved in no civil rights organization? You can't go to city council meeting. You can't join a civil rights organization. When things go off in your community, you run the other way because you're scared as hell, and yet you tell me I got the Holy Ghost. What the kind of Holy Ghost you got? Even pastors now seem to have lost all of the Holy Ghost we used to have. So now I'm going to close. I promise you I'm going to close now. That's a promise to you. But y'all, you have to agree with me. I thank God for them older pastors of yesterday. Them black pastors stood for something. Yeah, they might have had 3 or 4 girlfriends, but they was with the NAACP. They was the cornerstone of the black community. And they were respected because the things that they did, they didn't do it in public. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Y'all want to criticize Jesse Jackson, some old black, even the white people who do a little wrong. But I'm here to tell you today, you better think about what these people done told you, even in the form of religion. Why, Brother Ryan? Because King David had more women and more side babies than any man I know. Solomon had more outside women, and so y'all don't criticize them. And the Bible say that David was a man after God's own heart. So why are you criticizing all these preachers around here today? Now, I'm not justifying their wrongdoing because they are being ruled by the underworld and not the overworld. The underworld is beneath the belly button, and the overworld is the intelligent mind operated by the 7 spirits that went forth into all the world, which is called a human being. But there are too many of us masquerading as human beings, and we are beasts in human form that go for men and women. And you can tell a beast when you see one because he acts strange. He may look intelligent. But when you see him doing strange, abnormal things, you'll know he's not a human being. Where's the love? Where is the joy? Where is the long suffering? Where is the peace? Where is the humility and kindness? You walk around and you see somebody all want to do criticizing everybody else, following hate, walking with hate for people, doing molly, doing drugs. And how can you say you love yourself when you put the things in your body that will destroy you? I will never allow any drugs in this body here, because I'm the master of this. And if I take a drink of alcohol, you better believe me, I'm going to master the alcohol. Because I'm not going, I was like that in the military. 18 months on the island of Okinawa, Japan, during the Vietnam era. Camp Sukran, Kadena, all these bases, and prostitution house, to be with a woman for the whole weekend for around $12 or $14. God cannot say that I touched a Japanese woman while I was over there for some 18 months. Why didn't you touch them, Brother Ryans? Because I knew that some woman and some daddy loved their daughter, and so who am I to go around there and play games with the human being? If I wanted to play with a toy, I went to the dime store or to Walmart and bought a toy. And I'm telling you, they laughed at me. They called me crazy, just like y'all call me crazy now. But there's something about this thing we call real love. There's something about this thing we call the real Jesus. There's something that we call this real thing we call a real religion. There's something about following a real God. There's something about all of this. It ain't about going to church, paying your tithe, your offering, and your benevolent officers, and then you go there and play a game with the people, and you don't stand up for nothing. Talking about when you get to heaven, you going to do your thing. I'm going to say it again, and I done lied because I ain't left yet. But the people that I know that spend all of their life in church playing these games but won't stand up for nothing outside of themselves and their own family and those who think they done made it and still living from paycheck to paycheck. If I go to heaven, and if I get to heaven, and if I see some of these people that I know call themselves pastors and Christians and sheikhs and imams and monks, and I see them in heaven, I will be honest with Jesus. I will be honest with God. I said, God, send me to the other place. If you allow these kind of people to get up here and walk around in streets paved with gold that they done talked to me about, whether it's true or not, I don't want to be here. Send me on to that other place. Because I sure as heaven don't want to be with them. Don't even want to be in their company in the hereafter. When I was traveling through 30 cities from town to town in the state of Georgia to watch how they was suppressing the black votes and intimidating voters and removing black elected officials after they are elected into office. And then when we call the news media, the white controlled, the white dominated, and the white owned newspapers and television station wouldn't even cover the story to publish it. And yet, you go to the white churches on Sunday morning. Just drive past them and see how many people out there in them churches. What in hell are they going to church for? In your unfairness. What are black folks doing sitting in church talking about I'm a Christian? I'm not, y'all say what you want. I'm not criticizing the real church. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And you know if you ain't guilty, you can identify with the truth I'm speaking. And you also know that St. John 8:32 saying, you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free. And if what I'm speaking is the truth, and if you listen to it, and if you teach to your children will become free. They will not be on the plantation trying to rip somebody off. I just came back from, and I'm asking you all to go to Boston G.B.R. and check the part 3 and part 2. I ain't put one up yet, about this pastor over in Hinesville, Rodney Dennis. I interviewed some people that came to me. They called me over there and I went. And they said that man is worse than Jim Jones. And they looking for him to kill some people. Look at the video. The news media won't address this. You don't see no 60-minute, 40-hour Dateline in your line, and HLN talking about what I published. And y'all don't even appreciate what I do. And I don't even get paid for it. I do it because I love you. That's why I do it. But y'all don't understand that some of us was called into the world to do what we're doing, and we can't help ourselves. We got to do it because God called us, just like he called the prophets in the days of old. But you don't know nothing about that, because the God that you serve and the Jesus that you serve is foreign to the real modern day followers of the God of yesterday. Y'all have a nice day, and I know y'all call me crazy because I end up doing the same thing. But sometimes I can't help myself. When I look out and I see how a few black people, a few African members of the black and darker race are making all of us look subhuman, making us look like we are unintelligent, make us look like our ancestors didn't build the pyramids in Egypt along the Gaza plateau. We were the architects and the masters. The word admiral came from them ancient sea rovers. Check it out. Don't take my word for it. I don't want you to believe nothing I say. I want you to research everything I say. And if you don't do it real quick, you're going to lose yourself and your children because you fail to listen to what my grandmama taught me when I was 5 years old. Now, if I may, I was talking to an individual a few days ago, and they kept interrupting me when I speak. I was telling Brother Robinson about this yesterday afternoon. And you see, when I talk to people, God bless me. At an early age, my grandma taught me. You don't see me interrupting people when I'm talking to them. When I interview people, if I interrupt them, I do it because I have to. I respect you. You take right now, some of you all got better message than I can ever give. Some of you all got more wisdom than I could ever dream of. But you keep it to yourself and you don't share it with the people that you're supposed to love. And see, that's what makes the difference. When you know better, do better. And share it with the people you love. And in some cases, share it with your enemies. You know, y'all know I'm going. Y'all have a nice day. May God bless you. I know. I look funny, don't I? Look at me. I look funny, don't I? I'm a funny looking man, don't I? I started doing this in 1975. I was stationed at Moody Air Force Base. Did 4 years in Moody. And a wicked Georgia State Patrol pulled me over and lied on me and said I was speeding when I was not speeding. I had 2 witnesses in the car. And I took him to court. Sure did. His name was Trooper Duncan, Georgia State Patrol. I've been standing for truth a long time. I didn't start doing this yesterday. That's why I'm so good at it. And I don't have to down nobody in the process because I've had people that lie on me. And I beat them down with nothing but the truth. And I do it out of great love because I don't want them to be destroyed because they won't follow the highway of truth. Isaiah 35:8 said, y'all excuse, a highway, there should be a highway. And it will be called the highway of holiness. And fools should not err therein. It would be for those, the wayfaring men. You know, it was called the way of holiness. That's not a denomination, that's a requirement. Now you saying, Brother Rhymes, are you saying that you are holy? No, I'm not holy. Are you saying that you're righteous, Brother Rhymes? No, I'm not saying I'm righteous. Just doing the best I can. Just doing the best I can. And that's all I want from you in raising your children. Do the best you can, man. Woman and children, do the best you can. They call me racist, but the white people that I help, they know who I am. And I don't defend myself. I've been called a lot of dirty names since 1975. And I ask you to look down my record. Don't just look at the videos I started making in the last 15 to 20 years. Go back and go to my blog like kvci.blogspot.com when I used to write and do blogging. And somebody called me these names. I don't strike out at them like they strike out at me. You see, God didn't call me to hate. God called this servant to love. Peace be unto you. Bye-bye, we gone. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. And let's not talk so much about Jesus and I want Jesus to do this for me. I had people send me, y'all know what, when y'all send me all this stuff about send this to 3 people and all that kind of stuff, and God gonna bless you and give you. Don't send that stuff to me. I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to see that kind of stuff. I really don't. You don't even have to tell me about reading no scriptures. I learned that out in the 4th or 5th grade. What I want to see is some black people standing up trying to bring in a better world. What I want to see is some black men telling other black men to pull your darn pants up. What I want to see is somebody telling them black women you're a disgrace to your race when you walk down the street and prostitute your body for $2.75 among men who are just as confused as they are, and they're beasts in human form. That's what I'm talking about. When you can do that, then you can tell me something about religion. I don't care about how much you go to church, and don't try to convert me into your religion, because if you can try to convert me into your religion and I watch what you do, and you can't stand up for what is right, you can't stand up what is bringing into a new world. You can't go to no meeting. You don't vote. You don't. What can you tell me? Tell me I go to church and you need to be saved. I have a certain denomination of people. They always come by and telling me about their faith and their nomination, and they can't fight no war. They can't say nothing about politics. They can't do none of them things, just can't. But I have not seen not one of them black people in this denomination, and I'm not criticizing them to do what they have to do, but I have never seen them went to a restaurant and tell the restaurant owner, bring my plate round to the back door, because I don't want to be able to go into the restaurant, because black folk and white people fought for you to get that right. So just tell them you don't want that. When you get ready to go to Omaha, Nebraska, don't you go into no restaurant. Get in the woods and go do your business in the woods like it was in the days of old, before black and white people stood up for you to get the right to go in a restaurant. When you see a black police officer, do you know that black people could not be police officers, that black folk and white people fought for you to get a right to be a police officer, let alone a Georgia State Patrol? You didn't get that by accident. Somebody like me, somebody like others who stood up and plumbed the line. Yes, they went to church, but when they came out of church, they had enough guts to stand up. Just going to church, it made me sick. All people can do time, I'm going to worship God. You're going to worship God and you can't do nothing but just sit down in church, clap your hand, and holler, hallelujah, hallelujah. What God get out of that? Use your head, man. Don't let these people get you tied up in a Jim Jones church. Some of y'all got mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers who need your tithe money. You won't even help your own darn family member, but you give $3,000 into the church. And what about your own relatives who need your help, and you know they need your help, and you treat them like a suck-egg dog? And I know what I'm talking about. And I don't ask my family for no money. And I'm not rich. And some people talk about middle class. I'm not even middle class. But I know how to live on the income that I make. I'm gone. Peace. This is the Valdosta Lowndes County Conference Center. There are no black, managers in terms of the top positions here. And no one seems to believe that that's a problem in a city that's 51% black. And when we roll around to the flag that is displayed here, we don't see the Georgia flag, we only see the American flag. Yet our sons and daughters join the reserves, the Air National Guard, and this is a disrespect. This is disrespect to members in the armed forces here in the state of Georgia. Did they change it? Did they take the flag down and then replace it because the old Union Jack flag, as some call it, was no longer flown over the state of Georgia? What does that say to the people, such as myself, veterans, who serve this nation and would love to see our veterans, our National Guard armory personnel, and our reserve people honored by flying the state flag? I believe this is another white mark on the city of Valdosta. And I pray for the day that we can enter the 21st century at a different level. The Ghetto Free Press, we report what others ignore.